This is the book of Malachi in the GNT, Malachi 3 and 2. But who will be able to endure the day when he comes? But who will be able to endure the day when he comes? Who will be able to survive when he appears? He will be like strong soap, like a fire that refines metal. He will come to judge like one who refines and purifies silver. As a metal worker refines silver and gold, so Yahweh's messenger will purify the priests so that they will bring to Yahweh the right kind of offerings. Then the offerings which the people of Judah and Jerusalem bring Yahweh will be pleasing to him as they used to be in the past. Infinite praise, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. So what I just read was the book of Micah. I may have said Malachi by mistake. Actually, no, that was Malachi. Forgive me. It was Malachi, the 3rd chapter. And it goes into the Lord, all right? The Heavenly Father sending his messenger, which is Yahweh Shai, all right? And it says, who will be able to endure the day when he comes? Who will be able to survive when he appears? Why? Because then the time when he comes is going to be a time of grievous and grave judgment. All right. In Nahum, it says that the Lord has prepared thy grave. As a matter of fact, see if I could grab that too. But essentially, the time that's we're entering into now is a time of grievous judgment. And that judgment is going to come in the form of thermonuclear fire. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shai cracking the clouds. And what did it say? It says what? That he will be like strong soap, like a fire that refines metal. Because we know that fire is a purifying agent. Fire is just like soap. Because what does soap do? It purifies, it cleans. All right, and in the ancient world, they had different means to make soap. All right, so it says he will be like strong soap. So essentially that fire that he's coming with, that nuclear fire, because the Heavenly Father, through his son Yahweh Shai, is going to control all of that. Just like X-Men Apocalypse, the movie. Apocalypse said you could fire your arrows from the Tower of Babel, but you could never touch God. And essentially that's a spiritual moment in that movie. And the directors, they know the Bible. They know, and they've watched these videos. So what's going to happen in that day? You're going to have this nuclear fire is going to come and cleanse the earth, cleanse America, Babylon the Great from the face of the earth. America is like a dirty mark on the earth, and the Lord is just going to wipe it out with fire. Okay, so when Yahweh Shai comes, and in essence, this truth is likened unto the fire, the purifying fire of this truth is what purifies us. But we're going to be the ones that the Lord's will. We're of the elect, will be the ones that's going to be able to be to endure that day. Like it says, who will be able to endure that day? Because the fire of this truth is going to purify us. All right, so that we don't have to be destroyed when the Lord returns. That's why we get chastised. That's why brothers go through things. That's why your life is not, you see these people living in pleasure, Eve living in pleasure, people just doing as they will. And you get vexed sometimes, but the reason why things don't go our way all the time is because the Lord is purifying us. All right. And when the time comes, when that purification comes to the earth, it is not going to be no, okay, I'm gonna chastise you and I'm gonna work on you. Scripture says that we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, right? And Yahweh Hashem Yahshai B'Hashem Chakadash Brakatah to the brother Shalomah and everybody else tuning in. Shalom wa Barakatham to you all. All right, but this is heavy. I really like how it came out in the GNT. I'm gonna read it one more time for those that may be tuning in right now. Malachi 3 and 2 in the GNT. But who will be able to endure the day when he comes? Who will be able to survive when he appears? He will be like strong soap, like a fire that refines metal. He will come to judge like one who refines and purifies silver. As a metal worker refines silver and gold, so Yahweh's messenger, right? Who is that? Yahweh Shai. All right, and his spirit is on men to teach us the truth and purify us, right, will purify the priest. Who's that? The elect. Starting with the 144,000, a kingdom, a kingdom of priests. Okay, don't tell Sakari that we all being trained up as priests in essence, because it says what, that we're gonna what, that we're going to. It says, then the offerings which the people of Judah and Jerusalem bring to Yahweh will be pleasing to him as they used to be in the past, right? And what is the offering that we're putting forth now? Ourselves, our bodies as a living sacrifice. And I'm going to grab that, okay? In Romans, the 12th chapter, it says right here, right? Romans 12 and 1. All right. Romans 12 and 12th chapter, first verse. It says, so then, my friends, because of God's great mercy to us, I appeal to you. Offer yourselves as a living sacrifice to the Most High, dedicated to his service and pleasing to him. So this is the fulfillment of what? Those sacrifices coming back and being pleasing to the Lord. So as much as the Lord's coming, and we know he's going to come as that fire, all right, and you know, I'm going to get into this World War III topic, which is very much so in the forefront right now, but just applying that when I read that scripture, it made me think of how the fire is purifying us, but when the fire comes to the world, it's going to just obliterate it. Okay. When it says, dedicated to his service and pleasing to him, this is the true worship that you should offer. Do not conform yourself to the standards of this world, but let the Most High transform you inwardly by a complete change of your mind. Then you will be able to know the will of the Most High, what is good and is pleasing to him and is perfect. Apparently, this is not authoritative enough. This is not this has no authority according to certain individuals out there, which we know is complete hogwash. All right, complete bullshit. Of course, Apostle Paul, a man chosen directly by Yahweh Shai, is authority when it comes to Holy Scriptures. But that's all right. We're not gonna get we already beat that dead horse. So let's go into so now applying it to, you know, we've been presenting ourselves a living sacrifice. We've been prophesying about what this main event that's about to happen, the build up to this main event. And this main event is heating up, and we see tensions rising right now. And your average everyday American still has their head up their ass. Your average everyday Black, Latino, Native American, so-called, which we are the Lord's people, the Hebrew Israelites from, you know, that's like a lion waking up one day and saying, you know what, man, I give up on being a lion. I want to be a sheep. I'm done with being a lion. You know, he can't do that. You know, the lions around him are going to laugh at him and say, yeah, man, that's cool and all, but you're still a lion. You know, you still got them big ass teeth. You know, you still got the lion's mane. All right. You still got them big ass paws on you. Okay. Whatever the Lord made you, that's what you are. So if you're an Israelite, there's no change in your identity. You can't, well, yeah, I'm not, you know, that a lot of people look at this Israelite thing as a wave, just another trend. This is your biblical nationality. This is who you are for eternity, whether you like it or not. Even if you get destroyed on this side, you're still going to come back as an Israelite, even for the wicked of our people, the 2/3 here in America. So there's no walking away from it. But going back to the original point, all right, World War III, the drums of war are being beat harder and harder. And what do our people going deeper and darker into ignorance and wickedness? Okay, so when that time comes, it's going to slap them upside the head. All right, and what do we have now? Babylon has struck targets in Syria, Iraq, and Iraq is saying that their national sovereignty has been violated. But then again, did the U.S. ever respect your national sovereignty? Why would you expect it to be different now? You see? So they're and who are they looking for? Babylon is aiming at what? Persian targets, which in the biblical sense, the Iranians are the Persians. Okay, that's how cold the Lord is, to where the clues are laid out. A lot of times the Lord will leave things, the fact that it's like the same ancient name, even though they're Iranians now, but it's common knowledge. You could just Google it and see that those are the Persians from the Bible. All right. which that is the nation of Elam. All right. So when then that's the first key to the puzzle, because then you can say, all right, well, if those are the Persians, who's allied to them? Because why does it always talk about the Medes and the Persians versus Babylon? We know that those ancient kingdoms are gone. So who would this apply to now? The Persians being the Iranians, and who are the Medes that they're allied to? The Russians, the so-called Russians. All right. Okay. So they're allied to who? The Russians. And the Russians in Ezekiel 38, it says that what? They're going to be a guard unto these nations. So when you talk about Persia, Iran, you're not just talking about Iran. You're talking about all the other nations that they're allied to, the primary one being Russia, and the big brolic missiles they got with Babylon's name on it. And you have these warmongers over in the Congress, and these people in 2024, you people are going to, these patriotic Americans are going to realize your country is gone. And with that realization is going to come all types of calamity, all types of basically societal breakdown. All right, so let's get this in Ezekiel. Let's get this in Ezekiel 21:8. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua said to me, mortal man, prophesy. Tell the people, this is in GNT, by the way. It says, tell the people what I, the Lord, am saying. A sword is sharpened and polished. It is sharpened to kill, polished to flash like lightning. There can be no rejoicing. Why would it be no rejoicing? Because this sword that's coming, which is speaking of these missiles, the missiles were not created to just be laid up in a museum. They were created to accomplish a certain task. And the Lord is so cold that he gave them a weapon, and he's going to use the same weapon that he gave them to destroy them with. All right, to show his might and his power, and so that his name can be glorified. And the great work, that's because it's all about, the Lord is about, he's balanced. So it's not just all out destruction. People think of the day of the Lord and they just think, well, the earth is just going to explode into cosmic dust. And, we're going to be taken up into a different dimension. No, the day of the Lord is going to be a judgment on the kingdoms that currently rule this world. The earth is going to endure, as it is written in Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter. The world itself will endure, but the kingdoms that rule this world, which you people love them so goddamn much, being Americanized, being able to be in the mix, Hollywood, all this bullshit, all that, the Edomite power structure, the so-called white man's power structure, is what's going to be wiped out. Okay, so it says, for my people have disregarded every warning and punishment. See, everything that's been laid out for them, they have disregarded it. They have come against it. They have been rebellious. They have been wicked. Jake doesn't give wickedness a break. Now in 2024, you think they're going to stop now? You think they're going to say, hey, man, it's almost time. Maybe we should start getting it right, man. Let's start listening to, no, they're going to dive headlong into more wickedness. Okay. So, you got the carnival is going to be Bacchanal, all right, which is the feast of Bacchus. You're going to have all types of carnivals. You're going to have Jake turning up, shaking ass. These women is going to be wilding out, wearing one strip of cloth to cover her nipple. You see most of the nipple already. And then why even wear it? Why even wear anything? Just go out and be bucking naked like you want to be. But and this is why that soap, that fiery soap, is coming to melt this place, man. All right. And it can't happen soon enough, man. It can't happen soon enough, brothers. We are deeply anticipating this moment, man. So, Brakatha Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua for allowing us to be a part of his ministry, to inviting us in to serve him, to calling us into this thing to serve him, and to making good on his word and his promises. Look at everything that's happening, man. Can none of us say we don't have a topic for a video, man? If you telling me you don't have a topic for a video right now, I'm gonna tell you, hey, brother, you gotta fast and pray, man, because the spirit, that ain't of the spirit right now, man, because it's, looking around, it's so much going on. It's so much going on, man. And then it is a lot of distractions, man. You know, so we got to stay focused. All right, so this right here is I'm gonna read these. The brother Yeshaya Atlas put Romans 9:20. Nay, but oh man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall a thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Right, and that's dealing with Esau Edom questioning his maker. And then you got a lot of Israelites that question their maker. You got a lot of Jakes that are atheists. They're drunk off the serpent's wine. Okay, it says Isaiah 19:2. Same brother put Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, dealing with what? These Americans, which are likened unto the ancient Egyptians. Okay, because America is all of the ancient wicked kingdoms of old balled up into one. It's Nineveh, it's Egypt, it's Babylon, it's Sodom and Gomorrah, it's Rome, it's Greece, all of them wrapped up into one. Okay, so they're going to be doing what? Fighting against each other. We're seeing the fulfillment of that now. All right. The governor of Florida is gathering troops up. You got all these allies of Texas, which is 25, right down the middle. Right down the middle of states it's completely divided. So what does that tell you? This kingdom is done. All right, the brother Shalom, brother. The brother put Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. And who are the cursed people? Idumea, which is Edom. That sword shall be bathed in heaven. All right, so the sword is going to go up to the atmosphere and come down. And when you look at it, matter of fact, let's read that in the GNT. I want to see how it's worded in the GNT, right? Because we know that heaven is talking about the so-called white man's heaven as well. So that sword bathed now that I see why you put that scripture, because it makes sense with the subject. But look at this. Isaiah 34:5. Yahweh has prepared his sword in heaven, and now it will strike Edom and the people whom he has condemned to destruction. Wow, this sounds like the Lord don't like Edom. You know, vocab alone, you got some explaining to do, my man. Why does the Lord hate Edom? Why is the Lord going to punish Edom? What is it with Edom? What has Edom done to make them so hated of the Most High? We've been telling you, they enslaved the Lord's people, the Hebrew Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man. The sons of God, you enslaved us. And you deceived us. And you lied about who we were. So now is going to come the recompense, the time for your judgment. All right. Yep. Oh, that's a good one right there. The brother Yeshaya Atlas put 2 Ezra 16:20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right. So with all these things happening, all this judgment, Jake is not going to stop what they're doing, dropping and say, "Oh yeah, all right, man, it's time to get right now. Now it's been enough." Jake does not give wickedness a break. See, I thought back in the days, I used to think carnival was like a one-time thing. All right, yeah, you know, you got off your chest, Jake, and you got out your system, right? No, that shit is like, oh, well, it's carnival here, carnival in Toronto, carnival here, carnival in Brooklyn, multiple carnivals. Party, and bullshit. It's like the world isn't ending, man. That's right, brother. Like, Jake is wicked as hell, man. Wicked as it gets, man. And if you try to tell him, like, yo, hey, man, how about you could even try to tell it does. That's why we gave up on trying to tell Jake in a nice way. That doesn't get you nowhere, man. These is the stiff-necked people, so we got to be stiff-necked for righteousness' sake. But let's say you try to tell Jake, hey, listen, Jake, like, yo, man, maybe our women shouldn't be dressing like this. Let's just tone it down a bit, man. You know, there's children out here watching, man. Hey, fuck you, nigga. Nah, man. You weak. That's why you see you a simp or you an incel or you see you don't get no bitches. That's why you talk like that. This is my culture. What do you know about this? You can't tell Jake shit. And that's why the Lord is about to be done talking to you. Because how does the Lord talk to you? Through us. You know? So the Lord, once the Lord's prophets are off the streets, once he withdraws that hand, Amos 8 and 11, the famine of the word drops. Then the back, all you get is a cold shoulder. That's when they're gonna start banging on the ark. Come on, let us in, please, please. They're gonna be crying and travailing, man. And hey, remember and keep the same energy that you've been on, niggas. All right. Ezekiel 21 and 11. The sword is being polished to make it ready for use. It is sharpened and polished to be put in the hands of a killer. Woo. Yeah, so the Lord is going to turn up that cold spirit. And you know, the Russians, it mentions in Isaiah 13 that they're not going to regard that there's babies and children, and you see, they're not going to regard, oh, there's a bunch of women and children over there. No, war is war. And the same energy that Babylon the Great has, you're over there tearing up all these different countries and lay waste Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, you know, all these other nations you done tore up. But now when it comes back on you, man, these people are not ready. These American people are not ready, man. Okay, what does it say? Howling grief, mortal man. The sword is meant for my people. Woo! And for all the leaders of Israel, they're going to be killed with all the rest of my people. Beat your breast in despair. Ah, God, why? That's how they're going to be, man. You know, and we're going to laugh at you. You're damn right we're going to laugh at you, man. Because it's going to be hilarious watching you niggas flail around, man. After you done been so damn wicked. You and them Edomites and all of them, Greg and them from the bar, you all going to get melted, all right? Okay. Elder Ariella mentioned you met an Edomite at the bar and you had a drink with him and you was cool with him, and now all Edomites can be saved. Man, get the fuck out of here, Jake. So you don't have no ruling class. This is a war, man. That's why I leave the world behind. That type of thing, that's going to happen. Jacob's trouble. So then you could really see the nature of a devil. Yeah, it's all good. You could be at the bar. You find a cool Edomite. Hey, whatever. At the end of the day, when the shit hits the fan and when it's time for him and his family to be, he's going to pull that shotgun, all right, and bust a hole in your chest the size of the Grand Canyon, nigga. All right? The size of the Grand Canyon, if it means defending his. And you seen the look on face, Jake? On Jake's face? Jake was like astonished, man. Like this is not the same devil we've been telling you about. You see? Y'all gonna find out in that day. Yep, that's right. So this right here is the book of Joel 2 and 1. Blow the trumpet, sound the alarm on Zion, God's sacred hill. And it says, tremble, people of Judah. The day of Yahweh is coming soon. Now, this is, mind you, this is dealing with what? The day of Yahweh Shah, the day of judgment. But this is like the time of Joel's well over 2,000 years ago. And let me see. It tells you here. Yeah, when you go into the introduction, it says little is known about the prophet Joel, and it is not clear just when he lived, but it seems likely that the book comes from the 5th or 4th century BC. So this is anywhere from 24 to 2,500 years ago. And it said the day of the Lord is coming soon. Back then, because you see, you know, the Lord looks at time differently than us. 1,000 years is a day to him. So here we are, 2024. Come on, man. There's barely seconds left when you're looking at this in a spiritual sense. All right, it says during the time of the Persian Empire. Okay. Yep. But that was the point I wanted to get about the trumpet. Now I'm gonna go to Joel 3, right? Joel 3 and 9. Make this announcement among the nations. Prepare for war, call your warriors, gather all your soldiers and march. Hammer the point of your plows into swords and your pruning knives into spears. Even the weak must fight. Wow. That reminds me of Ukraine, man. They had now they have the women fighting over there. Ukraine is a lost cause, man. They said, fuck y'all. That's what happens when you deal with Babylon the Great, man. What's that saying? No honor amongst thieves. You know, you think you at Babylon. Oh yeah, big bad Babylon. Wow. America, you know. Man, America will toss you to the wolves in a heartbeat, man, if it means their strategic interests. So they got what they wanted out of you. And ultimately the Russians got what they wanted, which they wore down America's resources. You see? Shalom, brother. Yahweh Hashem Shabrakatah. So they wore down America's resources, and now Ukraine is a lost cause. Bring the women to the front lines. They got to fight. Hand them a gun. Here's a pack of cigarettes too. You're gonna need it. Stressed out. But what's happening? The weak nations are saying they're strong. All right, and Iran has honestly never really been weak, but in terms of against Babylon, the Great America, you know, they weren't able to throw their weight around as much, but now they can, because what's the great equalizer? Those missiles. They're saying they're developing a missile. Hey, if they're allied with Russia, they may already have it secretively. And it would be nothing. All Russia has to do is roll up and put some missiles in Iran, and that's it. You know, which that would cause a lot of chaos. But at this point, anything's a go. Anything's a go. We're not even first quarter of 2024, and America's already going at Iran. What does that show you? That prophecy is being forwarded, man, through the spirit and power from outside by Shemachak with that. Salakia. Salakia. I thought I cut that damn app off. But Joel 2 and let me see. Oh, Joel 3 and 10. Hammer the point of your plows into swords, which means to take your money from agriculture and put it into what? War. All right, into swords and your pruning knives into spears, even the weak must fight. All right. Well, it says, let the weak say I am strong. So really, we know it's going into these weaker nations being in the position to now go up toe to toe with America. Hurry and come, all you surrounding nations, and gather in the valley. Send down, O Yahweh, your army to attack them. The nations must get ready and come to the valley of judgment. Woo! There, I, Yahweh, will sit to judge all the surrounding nations. So Iran is going to get judged. Russia's going to get judged. China's going to get judged. And who's the primary ones that's going to get judged? America, Babylon the Great. Because you think you're over here across the pond, like they say, in North America, and you could pop hot shit, and they've been able to rule from this secluded. Well, we went into Ezekiel 28 and how Tyre, the ancient city of Tyre, is very comparable. Well, the king of Tyrus is Esau, Edom, right? But comparing it to ancient Tyre, because that's how the script that chapter in Ezekiel 28 is set up. All right. Ancient Tyre was separated from the mainland. So having that little bit of water, even back then, that was a huge strategic advantage. And now America has two oceans protecting it. And that's all the Lord setting this place up to be built up and to be filled with pride, because nobody could touch us. We over here, and the rest of the world. America is literally detached from the world, and also spiritually detached from the world, because they think that, well, whatever happens over there, it's as though it's not the same world that they live in, you know? Yep. Oh, that's a great one. Brother Yeshaya Alice put Ezekiel 38 and 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. Right. And unwalled villages is unprotected. American cities are unprotected. Look how easy the migrants got in. They're beating up cops. And then they let them go. They beat up the cops, and then they let them go without no type of repercussions, man. Okay. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Now, America the whore is what? Is Isaiah 47. You know, she that dwells without care, you know, Obadiah, the pride of thine heart, hath deceived thee. Why? Because they've been able to rule from over here, and they're detached from the rest of the world. The rest of the world is like a different dimension to most Americans, man. So they don't really care what happens. You see, that's why it's such a frivolous nation, because it's like they've never really been touched like that. To take a spoil, Ezekiel 38:12, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten, cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. Right. So America, Babylon the Great, is about to be spoiled, man, because they have got their, well, how have they gotten their riches? By robbery, man, by robbing the nation, but well, primarily by enslaving us. Okay, that's another good one. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right. So as they're in the midst of crowning their enterprise, okay, of the New World Order, it was peace and safety. The migrant crisis right now is a complete ploy for the implementation of the chip. It's so obvious. Okay. And they're doing it on purpose to anger everyday Americans. Because now in New York, what did they say? They're about to start giving $1,000 a month, I believe it was, to migrants. But you got homeless jakes in the streets of New York, and they can't get shit. So it's like, literally, I'm going to slap you in the face and spit in your face, you know, take a shit on you. That's what they're doing. Because every day you got Americans, you got veterans that is homeless out there, right? You see? But why are they giving that amount to, why? What, you know, nothing with this devil comes without a stipulation, right? Or a secret agenda. Why are they giving them $1,000? Well, they want to get them hooked on that constant, on the teat. They want to get them hooked on the breast of the government breast of support. And then when the time comes, well, you've been living off that support, you rely on it. Now we're going to need something from you. We're going to need you to take this device and put it up in you. And we have to track you people. And there's going to be some kind of crazy shit going on in the midst of it that's going to further this, right? Whether it be war, whether it be economic collapse, all of these things is going to happen at once. And I could see the Strait of Hormuz over there. I believe that's going to be a major thing we're going to see in the next few months. Potentially could be by the spring, something popping off where something major happened out there in the Middle East when it deals with dealing with Babylon going and attacking these Iranian proxies, things heating up, and Iran, which again, they're in on this shit too, remember. But they're going to be used in order to do what? To say, all right, we're going to cut off the Strait of Hormuz, and all these oil exports is going to be cut off. And that is going to cause hyperinflation. If you think it's bad now, it's going to be like never before. All right. So that's just the time that we in. And the Lord is turning it up. And it's going to lead to what? That nuclear bath, which this world desperately needs. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and close it out right there. And I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak. Hey, Shalom, wa Barakathamah to the hopeful elect. And Lord's will, I catch you on the next one. Shalom.